the upcoming match between Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair at this year's Survivor Series got a bit too real last night after Smackdown, and this is something that could have wide-ranging implications going forwards for the match, for the people involved in it, and of course for Survivor Series. Let's break down what happened, why it happened, and how the WWE might react to it. Hello everyone, I am Tom Colohue. If you like the videos that we do here, you can always click subscribe and of course click like to support, share, and naturally get more of them. We do daily wrestling news videos here and a lot of live streams where you can ask questions that you would like. Let's talk about Smackdown. The plan as of roughly 3 weeks ago, when I first reported it even beforehand, was that for Survivor Series this year we would have Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair. Now if you want more details as to how we got to that point, you can always check out my video featuring spoilers for Crown Jewel 2021 and Survivor Series 2021 from a couple of weeks ago. You can check that out for more information as to how we got here. However, the plan was always going to be Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair at Survivor Series and a title trade between the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships. The segment last night did not go as planned, as I don't think is a big surprise to anyone. Becky Lynch did want to have a moment where she was Becky Two Belts, as it were. Charlotte Flair not only not willing to give her that, but also the WWE in general not willing to give her that, with Sonya Deville acting as a blocker. There were much easier ways that this could happen, but essentially Sonya Deville was told, do not let Becky get hold of both of those championships. The easiest thing that they could have done was literally have both women give the championships to Sonya, at which point she swaps and gives them to the correct person. They did not do that. The initial report came from PW Insider immediately afterwards, who have been proven correct when it comes to reports made based out of guerrilla position on many times and many occasions in the past. It is said that Charlotte and Becky got into a bit of an argument, but did not get physical, and this was eventually broken up by management and production staff. Afterwards, essentially they all went on their own way to their own hotels, and there is apparently still going to be a match going forwards. Now the WWE may decide to make a change here, with Sasha Banks currently planned to be a competitor for Charlotte in the build-up to Survivor Series. The intention is to continue with Becky versus Charlotte, however with the situation as it is, they may decide to make a change and make it so that Sasha Banks wins the championship from Charlotte Flair. There was a further report from TalkSport. Now, TalkSport have been very open in the past about the fact that they get their information from, and I quote, Charlotte Flair's camp. What that means is I have to question it for bias, essentially, because ultimately any information they get will be favourable towards Charlotte Flair because it comes from Charlotte Flair's side. Also, I'm wondering how many people from Charlotte Flair's camp confirm it if they get more than one source, because ultimately it's still basically the same source. When it comes to the information that they shared, it was that Charlotte and Becky's relationship has been strained since Becky Lynch cut a promo in which she mentioned that Charlotte was plastic. This is a difficult word to use and can definitely strain a friendship, but using said phrase certainly suggests that there may have been an issue with the friendship beforehand. Moving on a little further, TalkSport also report that Charlotte Flair wanted to lose the Raw Women's Championship to Bianca Belair earlier this week on Raw. This one I have more questions about, because certainly if it's coming from a side favourable to Charlotte, it certainly makes Charlotte look good to say that she was willing to lose the championship in order to put Bianca Belair over. What I can confirm is that there was an argument backstage. It did not get physical. The two were separated. The instigator was apparently Charlotte Flair, but that Becky Lynch gave as good as she got. A lot of this will likely come down to the fact that Becky was wanting that Becky Two Belts moment. However, that moment was not permitted by the WWE. Knowing it was not permitted by the WWE, she still tried to make it happen, and that included basically throwing Charlotte's title on the floor. This is not a good moment for anyone. This is not a good look for the company or anyone involved. However, we have to ask the question, is WWE manufacturing this news? Because it is genuinely possible given the sources reporting it and the locations that this information is coming from. It is well known that PW Insider have sources in the gorilla position, so having an argument in the gorilla position guarantees that PW Insider will report it. It is well known that TalkSport get information from, and I quote again, Charlotte Flair's camp. The reporting side of TalkSport have been very open about this, which means that if Charlotte Flair and her camp want to release information, they have a dedicated, easy source of means to do that. So it is very possible that they are sort of creating tension for the upcoming Survivor Series match. However, I will continue to push and try and get more information. I can confirm the argument happened, and I can confirm that the relationship is strained. However, we've had reports recently stating that Charlotte is unpopular backstage, and these could not be further from the truth. She keeps to her own social circles, but so do so many other people backstage. This will be picked apart and made into clickbait over the next few days. It will be called a massive altercation. It will be called a heated bust-up. It will be called all sorts of things. In reality, a tense situation resulted in a bit of a blow-up, and we are likely to move on as planned for a match at Survivor Series. If the WWE pitches that Charlotte can lose the championship to Sasha Banks in the meantime, she is unlikely to do so because that would be punishing her and rewarding Becky for an argument that sounds like it was very much both of their fault. If you are on social media picking sides, please consider the following. You don't know everything. These are people, and they do not need to be reading these things on social media about how terrible human beings you think they are. Please consider discretion in the build-up. I've been Tom Colohue. You can follow here, click subscribe for daily wrestling videos and live streams, and you can click like on this video in order to further support, meaning that it gets out there to a whole load of new people and helps me grow. Thank you everyone for watching. I've been Tom Colohue. You've been fantastic, and I'll see you soon.